welcome back to Art a la Carte. And in this drawing I'm going to do a color pencil drawing of a little fairy. So I thought I would just show you kind of a time-lapse of that creation process and give you my thoughts along the way. So this is one of three that I did. I did a fairy, I did a mermaid, and then I did a dragon elf. And so I didn't record the dragon elf one, but I did record the mermaid one and this one. And actually I started drawing this one and then thought, hey, I should probably record this. So that's why the very beginning of the sketch, you don't see me do that, but I got pretty close to the beginning. All in all, this picture took me over an hour to complete from start to finish. I, of course, will be speeding this up so that we won't be sitting here for an hour. But the paper that I'm using is this kind of dark brown, kind of looks like brown paper bag, kind of brown, kind of Bristol board cardstock. It's really fun to color on toned paper. So I have gray toned paper, and then I bought this paper here. I also bought a tan toned paper sketchbook and a black paper sketchbook, which I'm going to be doing some drawings in those and probably recording those so you kind of see how it looks. I really enjoy using color pencils on toned paper just because the colors are just a different kind of vibrance. With a white paper, when you lay down your color with that, the darker colors really stand out. But when you use a toned paper, then your lighter colors are going to just be super bright. So your pale yellows and blues and whites and all that are just your really strong and dominant tones. And so it's kind of fun as an artist to change it up a little bit, especially when you're using colored pencils or chalks or crayons or things like that. It's really fun. Now initially I did the sketch with my red Cool Erase Prismacolor pencil, and a lot of people ask me about this, and I talk about it a lot in my videos, and then even more people ask me about it, so I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself, but I just want to make sure that if someone has a question, that I'm answering it. So I use that pencil just because I like the difference. I sometimes will draw with just regular lead pencils, but then when I switch to like that kind of a color pencil, it's new and it kind of makes drawing kind of fresh for me. So you'll see that I will use red color pencil sometimes. I'm ordering some other colors with that as well, so I can change that up. But then you'll see me go back just to regular graphite pencils. As far as like art supplies and things you have to have as an artist or beginning artist, a red color pencil isn't high on my list of things that you have to have. So if you have a Cool Erase red color pencil, awesome, use it. It's fun, but you don't have to. I also use it because I feel that the pigment doesn't smear as much. I'm kind of heavy-handed with my palm of my hand when I'm drawing, and sometimes when I go over the graphite pencil, it smears, and I just find it doesn't do it as bad. It still does it because I'm super heavy-handed, but it doesn't do it as bad with the red color pencil. So those are the reasons I do. I do what I do. So I'm inking this in with my Sakura Micron pen. I think I'm using a 03 nib size, so it gives me a fairly thin line, but I can get kind of a little bit of a thickness if I go over top of it. That's the one that I like the most right now. I used to really like the 01, which I still use, but it has a very thin line. You can get it as far as a 005, which is super, super thin. I have a couple of those. You have to be really gentle with those. If you push too hard on the nibs on those sides, you'll actually bend the nib and ruin your pencil or pen. So you're also going to notice that some parts of the sketch I did not ink in, like the butterfly wings up in the top corner. I didn't want those to be outlined. I wanted them to be translucent, so I did not outline the butterfly wings. I'm going to put that in with the color pencil. And you'll see that the color pencil, just like here, I'm just starting with the white, and it is super, super bright. It just is super fun. And these just skin tones are just, a color that if I used on white paper would actually be the darker tone of the skin is now this super bright highlight on the face. So it takes a little bit of time to get used to the difference that these pencils are going to react to the paper and how the colors are going to pop. And so it's a lot of layering and a lot of trial and error, and I ruined several pictures before I kind of got used to how the color pencils worked on tone paper. And then when you change the color of the tone paper, it changes how your pencils react to that. So yeah, I just say if you have tone paper, just grab one sheet and don't try to make a masterpiece. Just draw and doodle on it and just make tons of little tiny sketches on it and just see how your colors are going to react to the paper, because there was a couple spots even in this picture that I was like, that doesn't turn out. Like even the face tone that I have right now, I will go back in and layer that up with a lot more color just because I wasn't liking how it was turning out. And so, you know, it's just a process of practicing and, you know, trial and error and all that kind of fun stuff. So I had an idea to do, you know, 3 little pictures, kind of little fantasy creatures, people, and so I chose the fairy, the elf, and the mermaid. They're more kind of the popular fantasy people. And so I thought I'm going to do a series of just mini pieces of art. And so they're not huge, because usually I work on 9 by 12 inch paper, sometimes a little bit smaller than that, but that's usually the size that I work on when I do my big pieces. And so I thought, well, there's a lot of people that want to buy art that, you know, maybe you're going to college and you don't have a lot of wall space to hang up things, but it's encouraging to own an original piece of artwork from it, you know, that someone created. It's and I wanted to be able to create something that is affordable for people, that they could afford to buy an original piece and not just a print if that's something that they've always wanted, but that's not ginormously huge. Even in my studio, I have slanted ceilings, so I don't have a lot of wall space, because my art studio is in the attic of my house, and so I have like this little triangle space of wall where I can hang up artwork. And so if I hang a big piece, that's all I get to hang up. But I have, you know, if I have a small piece, then I can hang up several different small pieces. So I thought that would be kind of fun. And this piece here is the second one that I created in the series. The first one I did was the blue mermaid, and then I did this one, and then the last one I did was the elf dragon. So I'm kind of sad that I didn't record the dragon elf one, because it just turned out to be a really cool piece. It is really hard though for me to record and create at the same time, just because, as you see during this process, a lot of times you'll see a little bit of my head getting in the way there, and I try not to get my head over top of my picture, and so I keep my head back while I'm creating, but that pushes the perspective that I have. So a lot of times I'll do drawings and I'll think it looks a certain way because the picture's laying at an angle, and then when I tilt it up to look at me, I'm like, oh, that perspective is way off because my head was in the wrong angle to see it correctly. So sometimes when I'm just wanting to relax, I will draw and paint and just not record, because that's just very relaxing for me. And I don't feel like I have to watch my camera all the time to make sure that it's still recording or the battery's not dead or blah, 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 yeah. So, but I did get this one recorded, which was fun. And I posted these 3 on my Etsy shop. The mermaid one has already sold, but the other 2 are still available. So if you want to see a more up-close picture of the detail of this when she's all finished, you can go ahead and take a peek and all that fun stuff. So just some quick final details on this piece. I decided to go ahead and give it a black outline and then outline the black with white. It just kind of gives it almost a sticker-like appearance, like when you buy a sticker and you peel it off the sheet and it has a little bit of that white outlining to it. I don't know, it just makes this piece look kind of like that, which is kind of fun. And it kind of gives it a finished touch look to it. I don't do it with all of my pieces, but I had this one turned out really nice with it. It helps really pop out the fairy inside, and then added any extra little white highlights with my white gel pen. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up. Really, thumbs up and comments are so encouraging to me. They just really help me to know which videos you really like. So give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed this type of video, and I will see you in my next video. God bless you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.